My name is Dan Pelton, and I'm an automation engineer with Kendall Electric. In this video, I will be demonstrating how to configure the PanelView Plus 7 Performance Series B. I will walk you through the initial configuration to set up this terminal out of the box. When we're complete, you'll be ready to use this terminal on your next project. This video only applies to the PanelView Plus 7 Performance model, and not the standard model. This can easily be identified on the factory label by the part number ending in P for performance. Also, this video only applies to the Series B model that is also indicated on this label. Rockwell has also placed an orange label with a QR code on the box. This code will direct you to the product release notes that detail the new product features as well as initial limitations. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact your local distributor. While the terminal boots up, let's discuss some of the major improvements with Series B. First is an updated modern operating system, which is Windows 10 IoT Core. With this operating system comes enhanced product security. Next is an updated hardware that is more readily available, meaning these are now shipping. Also, the CPU is upgraded to a dual core, and there's a hardware button on the back of the terminal to access the maintenance menu at any time. Support for modern peripherals can be through a USB 3.0 port as well. Lastly, the firmware update procedure aligns with other Rockwell products because these are shipped with a base level firmware. The first screen that appears is the maintenance menu. From here, we're going to choose Calibrate Touchscreen and then Yes to restart the terminal to the touchscreen calibration. On the calibration menu, we're going to select Touchscreen Calibration and then select Yes to start the touchscreen calibration process. In the first step, we're going to determine touchscreen boundaries. We're going to carefully press and briefly hold as close to the edge of the screen as possible on the target's blue portion. We're going to repeat as the target moves around the screen 8 different times. Once this is complete, we will save the touchscreen boundaries. The next step will be to calibrate the touchscreen by carefully pressing and briefly holding on the crosshairs as they move around the screen. We will do this in 9 different locations. Once this is completed, we can touch the screen to accept the new changes and save the calibration. Once successful, we can save and press the OK. Now the calibration is complete, we can go ahead and exit the calibration menu and choose Yes. The terminal reboots and displays the first welcome screen. Here we can review the information and choose Next. On the second screen, we can enter in the administrative password. For this, we're going to use admin. And then we want to confirm the password by retyping admin. And then choosing Next. On the next screen, it is a known anomaly from Rockwell that we are unable to change the IP address on the screen, so we'll choose to do it later. Here, we can just choose Next. And then we'll want to choose Save and Reboot. The terminal restarts and displays the firmware update utility screen, which we'll do through a thumb drive. The firmware can be downloaded from Rockwell Automation's Product Compatibility and Download Center. We can start by going to ab.com and then choosing Downloads. Next, we can choose Download by Product. And then in the search criteria, we can enter in PanelView Plus 7, choose the Performance, Series B, and then choose the download icon. Next, we can choose which files to select. Here we're going to want to choose the cab files for USB firmware updates. And then we can choose our cart to download. Next, we choose Download Now. And then we can review and accept Rockwell Automation's End User's License Agreement. Once the files are downloaded, we can open up the default download directory. And here we have a zip file that needs to be extracted. Once the files are extracted, we can copy them, and we'll want to paste them onto our thumb drive. And now our thumb drive is ready to go. Now we can continue our firmware update. We'll start by inserting our thumb drive into the new USB 3.0 port, which is identified as the blue port. And you'll notice that the utility acknowledges the USB port, and we can update from the USB storage. We can choose OK to start transferring our files from the thumb drive to the terminal. Once this is complete, it's OK to remove the USB storage device. And then we can choose OK to continue with the firmware update. While the firmware updates, let's discuss some of the features that are not available with the initial release. The first limitation is the Office viewers, like Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. Next, the VNC or virtual network computing is not available, but Viewpoint may be a temporary workaround. Also, the ActiveX web browser isn't available, but with Microsoft Edge, web pages, and PDF documents can be viewed. The screensaver will also not be available, but alternatively you can set the display to dim after a specified period. Finally, some other lesser use features unavailable are the local media playback, screen capture, application audio, and third-party application support. All of these features are planned to be added in future releases of the firmware. Now that the firmware is updated and the terminal reboots, the startup screen should look more familiar. Now we're going to set the desktop access password. Here we're going to set it to Rockwell1 and hit enter. And then we're going to confirm the password by entering Rockwell1 again and choosing enter. And then we're going to set a challenge. We're going to make this easy by saying password is Rockwell1. Saying enter. And then we're going to set the response. One more time, Rockwell1. And then enter. Then we can choose OK. Once this is completed, FactoryTalk View ME Station will start. The last step will be to set the IP address. We can go into Terminal Settings, and then choose Network and Communications, and then choose Network Connections, and then we'll want to choose Network Adapters. On this screen, we can choose IP address and change it from DHCP to using static 192.168.1.10. Then we can enter in the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Next, we can enter in a gateway if necessary, and then we'll choose OK. We can say OK to this next prompt, and then we're going to choose the Close button until we get back to the main screen. We'll want to reset the terminal and say Yes to accept the new terminal IP address. Once rebooted, you can see that the IP address and subnet mask are set. Now the terminal is ready for your application. Here are additional resources Rockwell Automation has published on their literature library. The Quick Start Guide walks you through the process I demonstrated, along with the release notes, user's manual, and technical data. Feel free to consult these for more information on setting up the PanelView Plus 7 Performance Series B terminal. Thank you for watching our video. If you would like more information on this topic, please reach out to your Kendall Electric account manager or automation engineer. You can also visit our website at kendallelectric.com to find the location nearest you. Stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel or following us on Facebook or LinkedIn. Thank you, and see you on our next Kendall Quick Connection.